camellia here where I was already talking for 10 minutes, but I realized I forgot to push the button to record stuff. So welcome back to my channel, welcome to a new video. Today I have for you a not a very exciting pattern, but it's a free pattern, and it's one of those patterns that are not difficult to make, but you get a lot of use from them. So first of all, we have a very great day. Here is 19th of October, depending when you are watching this, and in Germany is a very borderline with the Netherlands, very dark day, a lot of rain, wind, and pretty cold actually. So this requires of course a lot of sewing, but it's not always possible. But when it's possible, a simple project like this is really nice to have on your sewing table. So today I like to share with you my version of the Aster Sweater from Maison Victor, from this magazine. Well, it's not from this one because the pattern, I don't have the magazine where the pattern came in, but it was this magazine, you know, that they stopped last year, I think. Well, beginning of this year they stopped making the magazine, and I'm not sure why they stopped it. I know that the company that had Maison Victor, they also bought Knip Mode magazine company, and I suppose I was about to search for this on Google for more explanation, but I did not, I forgot. So I suppose they realized that one sewing magazine, or they thought one sewing magazine would be enough, so they stopped Maison Victor, which is really pity because I know that they were really loved. I know that they there are a lot of people sewing their patterns, and I really like the fit because the ease comparing with what you have on the body measurements chart is pretty accurate. There is not a lot of ease, and what you see on the in the garment photos is pictures is actually is pretty much what you get. I know that, for example, we have also on the market, of course, the Finer Mood magazine, which I also have a few of them. This one, but from this one, their garments, their style actually is pretty wide and pretty boxy, and it's not really my style. There is sometimes something that I like, and then I buy the magazine. But on Maison Victor there are always, I think in almost every issue there was something that I really liked. This issue where this or the issue where the Aster Sweater came, I don't have, but I did buy this book, which is actually also a compilation of patterns from Maison Victor. They did that from now and then. They put some patterns together, like sweaters or skirts or something like that. And this one was sewing for beginners. It is in Dutch, and in this one also was this pattern. Well, when they stopped the magazine, and then shortly after they stopped also the website and the web shop, everything just got closed. They added on a website from Belgium, they added a bunch of patterns. I think there are about 100 patterns from all the issues of Maison Victor. And there, if you make an account, I'm going to put the link, of course, in the video description. If you make an account, a simple account, you can access all the patterns. And what, well, if I'm not mistaken, the instructions, and I'm not going to say it twice, but I'm not sure. I think the instructions are only in Dutch, but of course you have Google Translate these days, and depending on the garment, or a garment like this, you don't really need to have instructions if you made a sweater before. But you can download all the patterns there, and what is nice, or at least this one had also the seam allowance included, and most of the time, at least on this one, I've seen that what they advise in the book, let's say, and also in the magazine probably, to add seam allowance. So they say add on all the edges 1 centimeter seam allowance. Actually, from the downloadable pattern, the seam allowance is already included, and that's really nice. You can see it here. Let me show you a piece with the seam allowance that you can see. For example, this piece here is the lower band, and you can see the seam allowance is included. Here is 1 centimeter, so that's really handy. And although I had the pattern, of course, in the pattern sheets from the book, I did download it from that website because I find it actually easier to print a PDF pattern and put it together than to trace stuff. So I'm going to put a link to the Aster sweater in the video description, and from there you can find all the patterns, and a general link with all the patterns. I will put it in the video description here. The Aster sweater. Well, this pattern got made a lot in the sewing community. I'm pretty sure that you've heard about it, and I'm pretty sure you've seen already this boat neckline here made with ribbing somewhere on the internet at least one time. So I had this French terry from Minerva, which is their sorority, sewing sorority print, it's called. And you might remember this one because I made a viscose challis blouse from the same one. I'm going to put a picture somewhere here. It's exactly the same print, only that one is in a viscose challis cloth, and this one is a French terry, you know, the one with the loops in the back. I hope you can see them. It's a great quality, and I know my pants are not really fitting with this sweater, but these are my home pants. They are so comfortable, and they are soft, and they have pockets, and this fabric, I think I got them washed maybe 100 times. I put it in the dry and then I wear them again. I still have another pair that is already cut. I showed it to you a few weeks ago, maybe 2 months back. I still need to put it together, but it's because it's just boring. It's really easy to put together. I still put them away. But the pants are this fabric is amazing. For pants it's really amazing, but I'm not going to make pants from this color because I know that it will get, after a lot of washing, probably together with other stuff, is going to lose this beautiful white. But I have another one that I'm thinking I need to get a pair of pants from it. So again, I'm sorry I'm not matchy, but they are super comfortable, so I'm just wearing them. You just need to look to the sweater. So I had this French terry, and I have it here in another print. You can see it here. I forgot the name of this one. And this one you've also seen, and I'm going to put a picture here. I made one of the favorite, what was the name? You know, the pretty dress with the flowers and the really beautiful neckline. I cannot remember the name. But I wore that dress a lot the whole summer. So I had this one and I had the white one. For this one I have some plans and I'm going to share them with you in a moment. But I had this one, and I could just imagine a nice sweater, not too wide, not too fitted, so a little bit of searching around. And I stopped to this one, to the Aster sweater. And I'm going to show it to you in a few pictures here. You can see it here. So the original pattern, it has, of course, you can see it has a 3/4 sleeve. Of the length, you say that is a normal length, although I did read a little bit on the internet, and on the internet there are a lot of people that are complaining about the size, about the length, that it's a little bit cropped, although here the pattern is made for 1.76 m or something like that. I'm 1.69, and I was thinking, well, everybody's complaining about the length, so maybe I need to add some length, and I will come back to that. So it's a really simple sweater. You can see here the drawing. There are no darts. The beautiful neckline, you can see it a little bit here. It's very, very, very nice. And I was thinking, well, that's going to be easy, because I also did not want... I was thinking first to make a style arc sweater. And it's the one that they have this month. Let me see if I have... Oh god, it's not saying here the name. What's the name? Is it with an... it's not a Simpson. I don't know. It's the one that they have this month. You know, the pretty oversized one with the panel here. That would have been also great for this French terry. But I was thinking, you know, that panel, it adds interest on that sweater, otherwise it would be just an oversized sweater. But I was afraid that, you know, if I was to match the heads on that side panel, then you lose the panel. But if I was going to just to offside it a little bit, then it would be odd. It would look like there are a bunch of heads cut here on the side. So I was thinking, I don't need a lot of seams, I need to have something simple, and that's why I stopped at this sweater. So size-wise, if you can find sizes on the Libelle website where you can find these patterns for download, but if you search a little bit on the internet, you'll definitely find the back of a magazine. And for the size, I must say that I went actually with my body measurements on this one. Let's see, where are the sizes? I cannot find the sizes. Where are the sizes? Because again, from previous things that I made from La Maison Victor, I knew that their size is pretty accurate and I don't need to make a lot of changes. So I went with where is that? Let me see. I've lost all the magazines that I had here. Oh, let's see. They have the sizing here somewhere in the back. So for my size, it is also that La Maison Victor, they drafted the not all the sizes are made for the same body length. So let's see, the size 38 is they consider 1.68 m, and for the size 40 they are already to 169. For 42 they are to 170, so also the length is going up. According to the size chart, I made a size 40. Did I make a 40? I think I made a 40. No, I made a 38. Let me see. I don't want to lie. I don't want to lie. Oh, I have it here. Which size is this one? This is the size with the point. I made a size 40, and I made a size 40 because this is they're actually really my sizes. The bust is 96, I'm a 96. The waist is 78, I'm a 78. So you can see that the fit is pretty good. I did make a sway back adjustment, as I usually do in also in the La Maison Victor patterns. I made a sway back adjustment, and I'm going to show that to you here. I have it prepared. Looking like a bit of a mess, I know. So you can see here I made a sway back adjustment. I took only, I think, 1.2 centimeters. And although my piece is not completely straight, I did put it on the fold, and I know it's added maybe a few millimeters on the sides, but it's not a problem in this boxy type of sweater. So I went with the body measurements and I got a pretty nice fit. I did not adjust anything to the shoulder seam, you know, the narrow shoulder adjustment that I most of the time need to make. For the front I had no adjustments. The only thing that I added, and now I'm coming back to that length thing, I decided to add, because it's a pretty straight style, I added 7 centimeters here down, and it did look quite long. I was thinking, well, if I have 7 centimeters and then I need to have the band, which is 4 centimeters wide, then it's going to be very long. But I did add those 7 centimeters because, you know, I was thinking it's going to be really easy to chop it off later. So I added 7 centimeters to the bodies, also to the back. The back is a little bit shaped here to the side, so I just went here straight down from the armhole, and in the end I added just a little bit to the side here down, but I think it's looking quite okay. And then the other change was to add, of course, because I really wanted long sleeves. I mean, 3/4 sleeves for me, they're not going to work. And this is how my sleeve is looking now. As you can see, it's pretty, the original sleeve is pretty short. It's really a 3/4 sleeve, because you need to think that I added in total, after a bit of measurement, of course, I added 13 centimeters, and then of course the band of 4 centimeters. That's the original. So the sleeve, it would have been, let's see, I think something like this. I already get it cold now. Although I think it's looking much nicer with the 3/4 sleeve like this. Can you see that? But I guess I can always pull them a little bit up if I really want. So now I'm going to put them down. So I added 13 centimeters to the sleeves. I don't have long arms or something like that, but it was really necessary because the pattern is just drafted with a 3/4 sleeve. Then you have the band for the sleeves, and the finished size of the band is 4 centimeters. I think it would have been nice if it was 5, just a little bit wider, but I just let it like this, 4 centimeters. And I made the cuff, and then I tried it on my hand, and I realized, because of course originally the sleeve should come somewhere here, your arm is of course wider here, so their cuff was actually really made for to have it fitted a little bit higher on the arm and not here on my skinny wrist. So I had to take out a few centimeters, and that was before, of course, before I put it into the sleeve. I just fit it again, I was happy with it, and then I went ahead with the sleeve. So because my sleeve got a little bit lower, or all the way down to the wrist, I had to make the cuff also a little bit narrower. Then I have the band, of course, the band here down. And of course you noticed that I got a little bit creative. That's a really big word for that. But I was thinking to give a little bit more interest. You see the pattern on the print on the fabric. It has all kind of hints of colors. It's not only black and white. There is also blue and a little purple and green. But I wish I had a little bit of a green, apple green ribbing, or a little of blue to play a little bit more, but I did not have. I had only these two, and I was thinking, well, I'm going to, and these ones there, as you can see, of course, the black, and the purple is actually the purple from her earrings from here. So I just made one cuff purple and one black, and I played a little bit with the band because it's cut in two. I made the back purple and the front black. And I was also thinking to do something here on the neckline, but then this in black is looking so beautiful. I was thinking, well, I think it's enough creativity for one sweater. Oh, that's so lame. It's not creative at all, I know. And now for the biggest part, you know, when you have a project like this, or when I have a project like this, I'm thinking, well, this is going to be no-brainer. I'm going to sew it up in 20 minutes, I'm done. And I was warned, because I did read something about it, that the front, you know, because of course the front is a little bit lower than the back, the front bend of the neckline is a little bit longer. And I did read somewhere on the internet that someone was saying, use the back piece for the front. And I was thinking, well, it is, of course, it's very much depending on the stretch of the ribbing, and my ribbing is pretty soft. So I was thinking, well, I'm just going to try to work it out with the original. So this is actually how the band is coming. Is you fold it in two, and then you sew it here. Well, you sew them together, of course, and then you put them on the neckline. And when I was done, the problem was that here it was not, as you can see here, it's completely flat. It was like so. It was coming away from the body, and it was not terrible. But I knew it wasn't good, because it was not the same like I've seen in the magazine. So what I had to do, I had to unpick everything, and my luck was that I used a white thread in my serger, so it was really easy to see on against the black ribbing. I took out the front and just a little bit from the back in order to open those side seams here in the band. I cut it from the piece that I took out here from the front. I put my little piece and cut that bigger one following this one, and then sew them back together and sew them back in the neckline, and I think it's really, really nice. And of course that's something that I'm going to use for the next time. Something else to keep in mind is that the seam allowance where you put together the pieces for the neckband is only 5 millimeters, and for the neckline is, let me think, for the neckline is 1 centimeter. But those are already included here in the pieces also. And also in the magazine, you don't need to add, if you use the pattern from the magazine, you don't need to add seam allowance here, because that's already accounted for. And again, for the small bits here is 5 millimeters, and for the rest is 1 centimeter. For the rest, it's very easy to sew. Of course, I used my serger to put it together. My bra is falling down. Yeah, nothing else to say, because there are bands, you don't need to fuss around with hemming. this fabric is really beautiful. It worked really nicely on the serger. I did have to use my differential feed on the serger because otherwise my seams were a little bit wavy. So it's nice, the fabric itself is nice and stretchy. And I think that's everything that I had to say about the Aster Sweater. I highly recommend it. Again, it's a free pattern. You can download it from that website as a PDF. And you know, every time when I'm putting together a PDF pattern, I'm thinking, if everybody knows about the best way to put PDF patterns together. And I'm just going to say this every time when I'm putting a review here, because I do read a lot of messages on Facebook about from people that they are complaining about putting together PDF patterns, or about you know, cutting the corners or cutting the lines, or about the fact that the print shops are expensive. Well, I'm not sure if here print shops are expensive. I suppose they are always more expensive than what I use to print at home. And I also, I'm one of those persons that I like to be able to print and to use it immediately. So I highly recommend you to find a Lightpad. This one cost me, I think it was 20 euros from, if you are in the Netherlands or in Germany, from the Action. And it's not, I did put, I remember when I discovered this a few months back, I think last year, I don't remember anymore exactly. And I was so excited. I mean, if you put this on, I don't have the cable here, you can put the patterns so easily together. I have a video here on the channel, I'm going to put a link to it. You can put everything so easily together. You don't need to snip corners, you don't need to cut edges, you just need to use this one. And this one is the, let's see, it's, it doesn't have the size, it's an A3, it does have the 3. The size is an A3 bright pad of a Lightpad. I find it for the 19 euros. It's really worth it. I mean, since I discovered this, I'm using it really every time. And I find it handy because, as I said, if I decide to make a pattern as a PDF pattern, I just print it out, I take this out and I put them together. And I'm just putting them together with Scotch. This is my dispenser, as you can see. It's very worn. And I'm putting them together with Scotch, and then I like also when I need to trim the patterns, you know, to get my pattern pieces. I like to leave this one on, and then I can really see, you know, even of some places, as you can see here I did not cut anything, so I have that paper overlapping. But it's really not a problem with the Lightpad. You can see everything. It doesn't matter if it's in the morning, in the night, where you are. I remember when I found this and I used it to put the patterns together. I put a post in a Facebook group, and someone said, yeah, you know, why you should use something so expensive. I mean, it's only 90 bucks. If you think that that's the cost of a PDF pattern, well, you can just use a window. Well, and I was thinking, you know, well, if it's night outside, you cannot use a window. So this is a really, really great thing to have in your sewing room. If you use PDF patterns, buy yourself a Lightpad. Doesn't matter how cheap it is, because I find this one cheap. There are also smaller ones, A4 ones. They are also great. And together with a little bit of Scotch. And I wanted to say also that because I'm using Scotch, I'm not using tape. I'm not using, and this is also the cheapest one that I find in the stores. I like to use a Sharpie, you know, if there are, for example, when I'm making pattern adjustments for my shoulders or for my back, and I need to draw lines, I'm using a Sharpie because the Sharpie is the ultra fine point. You can see here. And I'm using this one because the Sharpie can write really easily over tape, so perfect combination. A Lightpad, really cheap, tape and Sharpie, and your patterns are in no time done. So now let me go back to the other piece of French terry that I have and some ideas that I have for that one. So the Aster Sweater, very nice, even nicer because it's free. For this piece of of French terry, and I was thinking that actually my board is, my ribbing is actually very nicely fitting with this one too. For this one I had some, I'm also in doubt, I'm not sure which pattern to use. And I have some ideas, you know. I'm just going to take a sip of tea. Minerva just came out with 2 of their patterns, and I'm going to make a video review for that one too. They came out with 2 exclusive patterns from Minerva. The Victoria blouse, made for challis fabrics and viscose and stuff like that, really soft ones, and the Savannah dress. And the Savannah dress is made for knit fabrics, also French terries and stuff like that. They have it on the website. I'm going to put some links here in the video description. But I don't have that pattern yet, so if I don't get that in time, I have some alternatives. Also from La Maison Victor, and I think this one is also on the Evie dress, is also on that website. Also free for download. It's a really cool dress. I think it's really nice. This one is also should be really perfect for a French terry. You can see it here a little bit. First I was thinking that those lines here, what you see over the bust, that they were princess seams, but actually it's a little tuck that is sewn from the shoulder all the way down. And I think I have, oh, I see, look, you can see it here also in this version. Like so. It's very nice with pockets, really cool, and you can see the technical drawing here. This is also actually a very easy pattern to make. So this is one option that I consider for that French terry, the Evie dress from La Maison Victor. Then I also found something else from Knip Mode, and of course here they used fabric that is almost impossible to see anything in it, but I'm going to turn it, and of course you can see the lines here. Also a pretty nice one. I'm not sure, I like it how it's looking here with this how should I say, narrower hem, but I'm not sure if it's really comfortable to walk in it. I'm not sure how narrow it is. So this is also an option, and I have one more option for this French terry from Minerva, which I still hope that I can make that Savannah dress, and I'm going to try the Savannah dress. It has grow-on sleeves, well sleeves, short sleeves, but I'm going to try to see if I can add some longer sleeves. And this is another option. You can see this girl here in purple, and here the drawing, which is also very nice. And I did not want to have this white one in this one because I really like this one, but I was thinking, you know, I wear makeup, so I need to have, this is a top version with a zipper in the front. I don't need to have in white something that is so high here on the neck, so that was a consideration, you know, for the stuff that I wanted to make with this white one. So these are all options for the other jersey that I have from Minerva. And I really like this Evie dress. I think it's really beautiful. And if I was to make this one, I am going also to use the pattern from the free one. I have it in the magazine, but I find it really easy to put the PDF patterns together instead of tracing everything, you know. So this was it. This is everything that I had to say about my new free Aster sweater with my little different borders. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a really nice pattern with a really lovely neckline. I highly recommend it. Do keep in mind, maybe you want to use the back piece also for the front. It will bring everything really nicely together. The fit is great. It's very accurate, following the size chart. Maybe measuring a little bit the pattern will help. But it's a free pattern, and I think even for a beginner, I highly recommend it. So I hope you enjoyed my video. I'm not sure how long I was talking. I hope to see you next time. I have some other interesting stuff, and I have also a new fabric from Minerva that just arrived today. I'm going to show it to you in a second. So I still need to open it, is this one, and I'm really curious how it is in real. I'm going to open it soon, and I will have also some pattern ideas for this one soon here on the channel. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!